And Minnie, I'm glad you kept it real. That's the beauty of this dating dynamic. You always want to lead with the right foot forward and try to connect with the right person, without hurting feelings. And you handle that with such class and grace. So we do have another real one who is ready to connect with you. Minnie, are you ready?
I'm down.
Beautiful.
Let me see.
Well, before we get to our next real one, really quick, the goth, you reached out, you were like, Pointer, yeah, I want to be on this goth edition. How does what does goth mean to you, and how does it display in your life?
Okay, to be honest, I don't want to sound cliche, but like me personally, it's it's all of my personality is based on the goth style. I grew up like this. Just no one in my family like used to be goth or nothing.
Wow.
I grew up. One day I just played YouTube and I listened to one of Marilyn Manson's songs, Slipknot, and I was 6 years old, and I was like,
Wow.
"This is my thing. This is my thing." After that, I remember I used to walk like outside of Hot Topic, and I was like, that's my thing. So I always knew that what I wanted to, how I wanted to look like, and what was my passion and the style that I was gravitating to is, to me, let's just keep it like this. If I don't wear black, if I'm not like in the goth aesthetic, like for any situation, job or whatever, I don't feel myself. It's
Wow.
literally like the essence of my soul.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. That's what resonates with you most, and you're just tapping in with that energy. So that's great. That's great. All right. Well, without further delay, let's get our next real one in, as they have been patient. I'm talking about the one and only Mitchell. Mitchell, how you doing?
Oh, get out of here. I'm doing all right. I had a nice little, making sure that I look all right on the camera.
You look great. If you can move it back just a little so we can see more of your face, that would be great.
The camera back there?
Yeah. Push the camera back some if possible, so they can see, so many can see how handsome you are, and the world can, do their thing. But you look good.
That works. How this is working?
That works, Mitchell. You are awesome. Well, thank you for tapping in on this goth edition. Would you share with Minnie and the world your name, your age, and what you do?
I am Mitchell Hawes. I am 24 years old, and I do acting, a lot of stupid stuff. I used to do like comedy for a bit, but that was only to get a discount on this jacket, and then I stopped doing that, and I got into like actual plays and stuff. And yeah, that's a very exciting little thing. I was actually just on a dating show. I tried my hand on like a reality TV thing. The girl rejected me on. She said that I was too charismatic and too charming. I swear to God, those were the ones. I was like, I don't know. So they kept me along to like sabotage the dates. And now me and her like we exchanged the Instagrams and stuff, and she's pretty good. She's over in like Bonneville right now, but she wants to get dinner when we're back, and it's good to stay connected with good people, real ones, so to speak.
Yeah, you definitely want to stay connected with real ones. Share with Minnie and the world, what are you looking for in a real one?
I'm looking for a real one. That's all I think that it's kind of self-explanatory. It doesn't really need a title of like, oh, a real one will do this, a real one will do that. I feel like a real one is a real one. I think that if I can find that, I think I'll be pretty pumped.
Okay. Now, in relationships, Mitchell, there are heartbreakers. There's like, some call them deal breakers, red flags. What are things you're not going to tolerate in a relationship?
And I just want like common sense things, I suppose. I think, I don't know, like a perfect example is like my roommates that I'm now living by myself, but like there was this girl that wanted to marry me, and like I didn't want to go into that. Like I really do want like a good connection at the very least, and I think that's just like common sense stuff, like the girl had bad sponge etiquette. She like would leave a sponge like super soaked and just on the sink, and I'd be like, what the heck are we doing? Just like leaving cups in the sink with milk. And it was like, like for days, I was like, well, just at least like put it down the sink.
That doesn't rock.
So I don't know, like I don't really have a lot of brackets, but I feel like Minnie are not someone that is going to leave milk or sponges uncleansed. And
yeah, no, you're totally right. Those are definitely red flags that you want to look out. Minnie wouldn't do that to you though. Minnie is cleanly, and she's just a goth girly, which is a beautiful thing. Mitchell, just to clarify, were you born in the United States?
No, I was born in England actually, but my parents are Australian, so they were deployed over in the Air Force over there. Me and my brother were born. I was born in Lincoln. My brother was born in London, and then I grew up in Australia. I came down over here in I finished some high school in Washington actually, and then I came down here to do acting. I booked my first like huge job, and I went to the acting studio. I was like a block away, and some guy ran a red light, smashed me into electricity pole, and like
Oh
I had
no.
to do like a lot of surgeries and rehab. I went back over to Australia, and so I just got settled last year actually, and it's been a process, and it's been really, I wouldn't trade the whole thing for worlds, and it's been look at me now. It was a good situation. I got
Wow. I'm glad you're all right. I'm glad you recovered well, and hopefully you're healthy and doing your
yeah.
thing. All right. Well, that's a beautiful thing. All right. Well, let's see. Now, Minnie, you've been hearing Mitchell. He's been sharing a little about himself. Do you have a question for him?
Oh, okay. First and everything, I do have a question. Like, are you into goth girls? Because you don't look that goth, honey.
I feel like goth is such. I don't know. I don't really label myself, or I don't like to categorize myself. I feel like so many people, like especially on the sets that I've been on, are like, oh, you should totally go into this, or like be more of this Bob Dylan fucking guy, and like different categories. I feel like goth is good for me because it's like how you were kind of explaining. It's like people that like really want to express themselves in a way that's like, okay, I don't want to be categorized in something like that, but also like I want to show myself. And so that's why like I've never, I guess for lack of better words, like discriminated against like a certain different type of group, so to speak. And but I feel like, goth people I really get along with, and just because it's like they're very themselves, which is what I'm looking for in a real one, of course.
Beautiful. Does that answer your question, Minnie?
Yeah.
So, Minnie, would you say you want a gentleman that is like, you can tell he's goth? Like you just want him dressed similar to you, rocked out, piercing, the clothing?
To be honest, I don't, even if I'm really into this, I don't have like a type to be like, okay, no, just alternative guys. But sometimes it happens. Um some people can get attracted to the aesthetic, but just for a moment. But they don't actually. It's not like something that they actually like. Not that they look like. For example, it's okay if someone doesn't look alternative, but they're actually into the goth style. Like, okay, I like that. Like, I generally like that. Or
Right.
to be like, or just like, oh no, like well, it looks cool. I don't know that much, but it looks cool. That's what I mean. Like, because sometimes it happens that it's like, oh, you know what, like too many tattoos, or like, oh, you know what, like I'm not feeling your aesthetic no more, and that's something that I'm like, no.
Yeah, you want to
I
look
I
out for that.
mean, if someone likes it, like generally likes the gut, even if they don't have the style or the aesthetic, I love that. Like, I don't have a type, but yeah, I just want to be sure. I just want to make sure that the person that I cool, like, be talking to or spending time with, it's like it likes that they like who I look like, or that they
Oh,
support like the style that I live with. Yeah.
exactly. That's great. And thank you for that. Mitchell, does that make sense? Or do you fit into that, even though you don't like to be categorized, but you would be the type to be like, hey, I like you for you. I also like your style. I wouldn't switch up.
No, absolutely. I think many like samurais are like so perfect. Like, I mean, look stunning. And yeah, the goth thing is like I mean, the only friend that I have that was like super goth is like, it was kind of weird, but it was like good because he brought me to this girl who like showed me to like warehouse parties, and I think I love that energy of like people just going for it and like doing that. And like I said, you look like tattoo. Like, I think what I'm looking for is very like not how to say, like minimalistic, or like like very like appearance white. Like, you check the boxes for like what I'm kind of looking for appearance, but like I said, more so like I care about a connection rather than like
Yeah.
the other
I love
stuff. Which, like I said, you do well anyway. So winner, chicken dinner feels like.
Winner, chicken dinner. That's right. Yeah, it's all about that connection. I want to see Mitchell. I haven't given you an opportunity yet. Do you have a question for Minnie?
Yeah, I guess so. Minnie, what are we? I don't know. What are you looking for? Are you looking to actually date a person, or like what's going on there?
Yeah, to be honest, well, I don't like to push or walk away from the concept or like dating or relationship. I feel like whatever's gonna happen, if you find or if you meet the right one, the real one, it's gonna happen. No
Right.
pressure, like everything, like happening in a natural way. Um But to be honest, at this time of my life, I'm about to turn 26. I know that I'm not that old, you know, but still at this point of my life, I'm not playing. Like if I'm getting to know someone in a deeper level, it's I'm not playing. Yeah, I feel like if I go into a relationship, it's gonna be like something that
Serious.
it's with a person that I can see myself with, like, in the future.
Yeah,
But it
for
depends.
sure. I think I'm about to turn 25, so that's like I'm also like there was a point like kind of before my accident, a little bit after that I was like around a bunch and like just like having sex just to really have sex. Now I've like it was kind of when I got into that play when I was talking about when I stopped doing comedy and really started doing acting, which is fucking awesome. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop dating. I'm just gonna like stop messing around and like pursuing girls and all this stuff. And yeah, it kind of worked out well for me, but at the same time, like I'm like it's not like I'm closed off. So I feel like there are like beautiful opportunities and like beautiful people to kind of connect with. And I'm not going to be the one to be like, I'm not doing this or I am doing that. But like, yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to like seeing what happens.
I think that's great. Yeah, the seriousness. And that's why we have Minnie here, because Minnie is a real one that is intentional. She's not trying to waste any time. Minnie's like, hey, if I can find my real one, I want my real one. And that's why we love Minnie. Minnie's a real one. I don't want to delay anything. Like I said, Minnie, just to remind you, we actually have another gentleman in the lineup that would like to talk to you. But if you find like, hey, Mitchell, we can talk a little more and he could be my real one, then you would not pop and you would, go on. So I want to see if you have any more essential questions, Minnie, that you'd like to ask Mitchell, or vice versa, but we'll offer it to Minnie first.
Okay, I don't know if you have any question for me, because right now I'm like processing info.
Yeah,
No,
I
you're
could do my
good.
job a little more too. Mitchell, you have a question?
What are you saying there, Pointer?
I could do my job a little unless you have a question.
No, I was gonna like ask about music, but it did sound like you were into like all that gothic sort of stuff. So that's no, that's really cool. I think that was just reminding myself.
I know I look like this, but like I can I listen to everything. And not just like I know I look like this and this is how I like to be. That's why I'm presenting myself like this. But I'm actually I was saying I'm a business girl. So I actually when I go to work, I dress formal. When I'm just chilling at home, I'm just like, casual. But when I'm like going out or something, or when I have to show up like in a place and I have like that freedom, I just show up like the way that I like my essence, like the goth.
Yeah.
But I feel like try to fit in any type of environment, like the clean look aesthetic to the goth to the casual, like to the like even the gang.
That's in the same with like acting. I feel like, and that's why like my music. I have like a playlist called Mitchie Time that comes from like it goes from like rap to like the goth music to like the Beatles to God knows, So that I definitely get that completely. That's great.
Beautiful. Okay, I'll just ask a few more essentials then. Minnie, and so Mitchell can know. And we'll ask kind of the both of you. Minnie, have you ever been married?
No.
Okay. Mitchell, have you ever been married?
No, I got rid of my roommate because she wanted to get married. I wasn't even romantic with her. That was like, and dude, I would like, that was when I was like kind of bringing girls back and stuff like that. And there was like a girl that like I really did like, and I brought her back to the place. And she like at first she rejected me. She said that she didn't like my jokes too much, and so she was like a UCLA rower, and I was like, it was like compliment jokes. Like I was talking about how she could beat me up, because of her giant strong arms or whatever. And she didn't really like that. But like the point of that is that like I spoke to my roommate, and I confided in her, and like as a friendly, like on a very platonic level.
Right.
And she knew that this rower was coming back. She would like hit me up out of nowhere, like after months of rejecting it, like after saying no, I don't want to do that. She was like, hey Mitch, I want to do that. And so she came over, and then like we weren't even speaking. We were like in my room, and like we're about to get into it, finding a good real one. And my roommate literally like pounds on my door. Like I did like, and it was like 11 o'clock. Like usually I can play like records at like, like 1 a.m, like pretty loud and stuff. I have like an awesome record player. But it was like 11 o'clock and like she was pounding on the door. And before I could even open it, she calls the girl out by her name. She's like, Mitchell and Ella, I live here too, by the way. And it was like, what the So it was bad. But yeah, she was really weird. I haven't got married. Like I said, I'm kind of playing it nice and easy. And congrats on not and lasting this long, making sure you're not getting married, I suppose.
Yeah, that's being wise. That's moving in wisdom and trying to stay out of those crazy situations. Minnie, do you have any children?
Excuse me, what?
Do you have any children?
No, no. And okay, I just gotta say something, clarify something. I never got married, but for example, so you guys can have an idea like how I manage like my commitment with a person.
Mhm.
I'm 25, but my longest relationship was for 7 years,
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
and I just had 3 boyfriends in my whole life. So
That's good. That's low. That's better.
yeah, but no, I'm not single, no kids, just working and doing myself.
Beautiful. Okay, Mitchell, do you have any babies?
Yeah, I got like 3 of them. They're
Got like
cool.
3 of
They
them.
all
Like
like them.
3.
Huh?
You got like 3.
I'm sometimes I miscount that. No, I'm sure I got as far as that. I got no kids. I think if I did, they'd be little good guys. But yeah, kids. I don't have dogs. I don't have kids.
Oh,
I
wow.
get terrified seeing that in LA.
Oh, okay. But I have an important question, actually. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
Do you
yes.
kids? Do you like kids?
Do
Do
I
you see
like
yourself having kids
like the idea of kids, or like
in the
like
yeah in the
like
future?
yeah. Like I mean, like it's again like it's with the when I made that dating thing, it was more like I'm trying to focus on like my career and all this stuff and like all the bullshit in LA. But no, I really am, and like, but I think like I think that's kind of the meaning of life, and so to speak, in like the broader sense is like to pass down, and it's like I think with my grandfather and what he passed down to my dad and what he passed down to me is like it'd be like
Mhm.
some sort of sacrilegious thing to not have kids, but like I definitely am not looking to do so anytime soon. But yeah, no, kids are great. I think when you're prepared, like I see fuckers in LA that are like either walking the dog and like not picking up after it, or like a kid that's like crying and then bring it to Starbucks and like Melrose, and it's like, what are we doing? So it's like forget all about that. But no, eventually, yeah, for sure, kids will be good.
Would you want children soon, Minnie?
Not soon, not
Okay.
anytime soon.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm Mexican and traditional, so and I mean, I know I look like this, but I am traditional. So in the future, maybe like in around 3 to 4 years, maybe if like the situation like looks good,
Calls for it.
yeah, I would like
Yeah.
to, because by that time I'm gonna be like 29 to 30, and like I have a biological clock. I mean,
Yeah.
I can waste
Yeah.
so much time.
Yeah. Mitchell, could that work for you in like the 3 to 4 to 5
I'm
years?
feeling like I haven't even started a peak, but 28, 29, I'm feeling like that's always been my year that I'm like, oh, dude, I feel like I'd be pretty all right around then. So if I play my cards right, I feel like we could be cooking with something nice here, man.
Yeah. So I'm not going to delay. So Minnie, you have a decision to make. There is another real one that would like to connect with you, but you have a decision. You could say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling this connection with Mitchell and I'm not going to pop, or you got to pop and talk to another gentleman. So it's up to you, Minnie. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna pop the balloon.
Oh,
You're gonna pop it. Oh, you're gonna pop the balloon. Oh my
I'm so
goodness. Well,
sorry.
Minnie, tell us why you're breaking that heart.
Okay, to be honest, like I love the fact that you look like super chill and like super cool. Um, I will totally see you as my friend, because actually, like I have a lot of like homeboys. I totally feel that vibe, but I feel that you still. I feel like you're still in that stage of like keep exploring the world.
yeah, that's an idea.
And it's totally valid. It's totally valid. I know that, trust me, like I'm the only one from my friends that are like, hey, I would love to settle down and have these plans in the future. And everyone is like, girl, you're 25. So I totally get you. It's just, like culture and everything. So, but hey,
Completely.
I would love to like hang with you sometime. That we can be friends. We can chill.
I don't know if hanging out involves like a little bit of kissing, then for sure, but,
You see, you really want to explore the world, honey.
I love the world.
Other
That's a good
women's
cool
lips.
world.
Yeah, the world.
No, that's completely. I'm all for like not being on the same page.
Mitchell kept it real. Mitchell, share your Instagram. We want to get to our final real one, but share your Instagram.
I got a good Instagram. It starts with 3 underscores. My last name Hawesy at the end, Horsey, and then it finishes with another 3 underscores. So 3 underscores, Horsey, 3 underscores.
Perfect. And we're going to link that just so it's on the screen. Mitchell, you are awesome, and we appreciate you for being on a real one. You're awesome. And hopefully we'll get you. Wait, if you're in LA, we can get you in studio and try to help you.
Like, get me in. I'm ready for it. That sounds all right.
You deserve a real one, but not to just kiss randomly. You know, someone that.
Hey, come on, no, I'll be looking.
Good man, Mitchell. We'll talk to you again. Thank you.
Okay, sweet. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Do I have to end it? Thank you, guys.
You're good. You're good. I will just slide you out. So you're good. Thank you, Mitchell.
Bye, Minnie. I always remember you.
Have a good one. Rock on, bro. All right, Minnie. Wow, you're keeping it real.